On this episode, we talk IP law, what I do with $1,000, and a shitload of homies decided to join us. Show them, D-Rock, show them. Show them. And over here, show them for the intro. Yeah, the intro. And over there, exactly. Yeah, all right. You ask questions, and I answer them. This is the Ask Gary V Show. Hey everybody, this is Gary V, Nerdchuck, and this is episode 97 of the Ask Gary V Show. Beautiful day in New York City. I was dominant in basketball this morning. I just wanted to start with that. I really had a really good day. You know what sucks, D-Rock, is that we were filming, but we had a stationary filming, so I'm not sure what we caught. But when we make that many baskets, I'm sure that some of them would show up. Really excited, 97, getting very close to episode 100. Steve came in, that's a lot of people in the room actually. Mike is here. I mean, this is Andrew's rarely here. You know, yeah. I mean, this is Zach hasn't been here in a long time.
I still work here.
This is a good show. I'm excited. Steve came in to just, tell me a bunch of things about Monday's episode 100, and then I said, just stay and tell them. But I'm remembering things. P2 Pool Bar at the Gansevoort.
That's right.
4 p.m. opening the doors. 4:30 sharp starting time. And now the one that we don't want to tell them, it is a 21 and older venue, which means a lot of people's hearts, a collective hearts were just broken. I feel like there's like some college kids getting into some road trips that I really screwed up. But here's my curveball. As I told you, I've got to be in and out there, but I am going to a Mets game with a friend and business associate, so I have to go do that. But baseball's boring enough that I can see myself leaving in the 4th, 5th, or 6th inning. And coming back in the city, using my Twitter account, maybe we'll create a hashtag, and meet a bunch of people somewhere. I'm 80% into that. Who knows? I could get tired, which happens once in a blue moon. Maybe I just want to go home. So I don't want to make any promises, but I love the idea of you guys all being together. And of course I want to be there if I can, especially because so many of you are schlepping. So I'm super excited. This venue holds about 200. The RSVP thing's all screwed up because it's 861, but it's not really that. So I think we should be fine. So we'll keep it at that. First people in, I guess, at some level then. If you're coming from a faraway place, leave a comment or in Facebook or YouTube. So I kind of feel like I'm going to say this, if you are coming from more than 90 minutes away, I'm going to make sure you get in. I feel like we'll be okay. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that many people doing that. So there's that. That's all the house cleaning that I can think of for that. And India, let's get into the show.
Evan asks, do you distinguish between idea people and doers? Is there value in someone with great ideas who needs others to execute?
I think that one of the things that I've pounded home in 100 episodes here is how much pride I have in being a practitioner. How much I respect practicality. Like how much ideas are shit and execution's the game. That's one of my favorite quotes, right? So, but it's interesting, this question, as it rolled off of India's tongue, made me realize, truth is, there is value in it. You know what? Here's a good way to put it. One of the reasons I think I pound ideas are shit and execution's the game is because I think the majority of people that spend a lot of time watching me aren't at a place where they can afford the luxury of ideas. Silent pause for profoundness. Let me explain. Ideas are great. Ideas are, you can really revert, I like being a contradiction. Ideas are the game, right? Ideas are the seed, but so many people don't have the luxury of being able to afford the ability to have those ideas. For a long time, I didn't have the luxury of building a company that had great video people who could come with me and tape my garage sale show, and now I do it. I can't wait. I'm so pumped. We have to find a town sale. That's where all the action is. Anyway, so I think there is a place for idea people in India and Vayner Nation. I think it is Ranger people are excited. I think that you have to have the luxury of those people. I think the reason I'm hedging here is I'm scared so many of you are like, see, he said idea people, I'm an idea person, and you've got to be in the right setting to get the right value of ideas, which is a huge company that can afford R&D, research and development, that kind of thing. You just got really lucky that your partner is so goddamn practical that he or she respects your idea skills and wants them. But it is a really rare situation for ideas to be valuable in its execution form, especially for the far majority of the Vayner Nation.
Albie asks, you say you don't consume much media, but isn't it kind of necessary in order to put out relevant, current content?
Albie, that is man, feeling really good about this show. Some new kind of topic stuff, like India's hacking. India needs new articles, so she's forcing me in different directions. So I'm impressed, India. I see what you're doing here.
They're all plants.
Obviously, a great question. The reason I think I produce such relevant, good content is because I'm listening to my community, and that is my consumption of media. So I don't listen to other thought leaders. I don't watch other shows. This is my relaxation, right? Like, I don't need things to unwind. I'm always unwinding, even though it doesn't seem so. And so, to me, I think the reason I'm able to produce good content is I'm listening. Look at the content of the show. Don't have to do much, just gotta answer your goddamn question, right? Like giving people value by listening. And so, it's funny, I said something the other day that really makes sense. If you ever get a chance to jam with me, or this is something interesting for you guys to hear, when you know what somebody's asking, so I cut people off constantly, right? As you guys all can attest to, because I have good intuition, very often, I already know what you're about to say, and I'd much rather us move on to the next part of execution than giving you the extra 13 seconds to finish your fucking sentence. So, people don't think I listen, but all I do is listen. And so I think the reason I produce good content is I'm watching. Do you know how many of you I'm watching of what you're tweeting about when it doesn't have to do with me? What you're putting out in other places? Why do you think I get so pissed at all of you, right? Because you all say, yeah, Gary's right about this, and none of you are doing it. Do you know a few of you are actually listening? Do you know how many of you that have watched all 97 of these episodes still aren't putting in that work, aren't executing properly on that platform, aren't playing the long game, are cutting shortcuts, aren't putting in the time, haven't tested dark posts, like not playing enough? Like, do you know how many? Too many.
Benjamin asks, I must ask you a question. What's your opinion on brands building social campaigns around consumers taking selfies? Hashtag mug mustache.
This is kind of I love your picture, so I don't want to diss you. This is an interesting question, meaning, it's a very easy answer. What do I think? I think, of course, like, selfie culture is real. It's important. I think it's a noisy space. I often, when I go into brainstorms, think selfies right away because it's so in culture. I think it's not a white space. I think that too many brands are doing things with selfies, too many people are doing things with selfies, too many smarters. Like, I already think it's kind of like, I don't want to call it jump the shark, but it's fine. By the way, the ironic thing about making the statement, if you asked me what's one of the most likely categories of the breakout marketing hit in the next year, I would say selfies, even with the answer I just told you. Meaning, for me, the reason I was tough on the question is, that was literally asking me, what do you think about oxygen? Do you think it's important? Yes. What do I think? Of course, yes. It's a mundane answer. It's yeah, I think it's cool, I think it's not cool, meaning they're doing it. Somebody could even have a breakout hit if they come up with some clever version of theirs. I don't think it's that interesting. I think it's been going on for 24 to 36 months.
Amanda asks, I just watched episode 96 and you went off on IP. I'm an IP lawyer starting out. What is the future and where does IP fit?
Sorry.
That's a great question. Listen, IP is real. By the way, I believe in pendulums, right? So I'm very down on IP. I think entrepreneurs should not be spending that much time on it. But I actually think 12, 15, 20, 30 years, 40 years from now, as I think more entrepreneurs of this generation don't think about it, that it will become a white space. And that there'll be an opportunity to make a lot of money in it because it's still law, right? You know what? I think IP and patents fall into the category of building the biggest building in town by tearing everybody else's building. I met this guy, he was like so proud of himself, he was like, I fucking got all these patents, and one day somebody's gonna do something, I'm gonna get them. I'm like, fuck you. And he was like so taken aback, because we're like introduced by good friends. I was so pissed. I hate that. Now, IP, like, you know, I think it's important, like if you draw Mickey Mouse, you like don't want other people, like, I get it. Like, I think there's a place for it. But I also think the supply and demand of amazing creative or ideas or whatever else can be categorized as RP is in a very different place too, because everything can see the day of light now, right? Like you don't have to work at a Disney or a Fox or a media company or like be an amazing scientist like and working at GE. Like Kickstarter has created everybody. Like it's just that we're living in this incredible. It's not the place that intuitively feels like the right place to play in right now, because the supply and demand alternatives of the marketplace dictate a behavior to me that's a little different. Now, that being said, back to you being an IP lawyer, I think what you should figure out, where all your upside professionally is can you become a tastemaker, a forward thinker? Can you figure out, I don't know, I'm asking you now, can you figure out a version of becoming the IP lawyer 2.0? Like, what's the future of IP? Question of the day. Andrew asks it.
Who you got tonight? Rangers or the Capitals?
There you go. That's what he's got. Which means nothing to 99.9%. Great job, Andrew. You keep asking questions, I'll keep answering them. Hell yeah, that'd be super cool. I'm super pumped right now. Me and AJ made a show. We called it Trash Talk. And I'd come back and be like, it was so funny. I'd be like, I just bought this Michael Jordan jersey for $2, and I hate Michael Jordan, but I'm gonna do it because it's gonna sell for $40 on the Bay. I'd always call you the Bay. All right, India.
Have you read?
You're not editing, right? You're still in black and white mode. I told that to somebody today in the TV world. They thought it was brilliant, by the way. As a matter of fact, I'm curious. As a matter of fact, a little comment section. Can you guys give me feedback on how you like the whole black and white color transition?
Have you read about Facebook? Oh my gosh.
You caught my reaction to that, right? Another scared moment.
With two cameras, we both got it.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
All right.
Have you heard about that Facebook instant articles thing?
I have heard about it. Obviously,
Okay.
it's completely taken over like our
Yeah.
world. Unfortunately, I haven't played with it yet.
Do you want to answer questions?
Not until I play with it,
Okay,
so
cool.
we'll answer that next weweek. See, this is the cool part of black and white, right?
Yeah.
Because that's like an answer to an answer. You rock.